We're down to the final 5 hours of the Rand Nerds 24-hour live stream. Alright, how y'all doing? In my opinion, these are the hardest hours of a 24-hour live stream, depending on the mindset you have when you start. Because if you're in a bit of a defeatist kind of mindset, the early hours can really suck too. But the final hours are hardest because you're getting tired. You're woozy. You start to get this kind of like dizzy, drunk kind of feeling. You start to forget things. It's hard for you to concentrate, you know. Unfortunately for me, I started to get that feeling at about 2 AM because I didn't have a full night's sleep before starting the stream. As I say, it's just, you know, dizziness, lapses of concentration. Right now I'm having a bit of difficulty just kind of focusing, reading, that kind of stuff. We moved over to Monster Hunter 2, which was mental after playing Overwatch for all those hours. We didn't manage to get everyone in game. Rain hasn't been able to join us in any games at this point. So the Pyongyang Trash Pandas, we didn't have a full match, a full 5-man squad, but we were all in chat just talking shape. But, we moved over to Monster Hunter because the wife said, hey, you know, now that everyone's gone from Overwatch, you know, what should we play? Do you want to play anything? And she had Monster Hunter installed, I had Monster Hunter installed. It's like, okay, we'll play some Monster Hunter. How do I do? Usually, I have no trouble with Monster Hunter. I haven't played Monster Hunter in months. I'm okay at Monster Hunter. I'm solid at it, you know. I had forgotten all of the controls. I couldn't remember. Like, I was reading tutorials for the new Sunbreak expansion, or I say new expansion. I've not played Sunbreak yet. And I'm reading the tutorials and the new mechanics, and it was just straight over my head. I started to panic, like in just one of the training missions. I was like, oh shit, like, I can't remember how to play. I can't play. Like, what the hell? But, power on through. I'm running right now on autopilot. So even at the moment playing, it's all autopilot. I tend to find that as I get to the last few hours of 24-hour live streams, speaking kind of tails off. I'm using all of the kind of autopilot brain cycles on playing the game or whatever. You can actually stay awake for a long time on bare minimum sleep. It's just not recommended. I already do that. So this is probably one of the dumber things I've done all year. But it's been fun so far. Cross your fingers. 5 more hours. It's nearly done. It's nearly done. I really hope I can get some sleep. Wonder if we'll keep on playing Monster Hunter. I was expecting to play loads of other stuff, but we haven't. $10:22. Did it. Rand Nerds. 24 hours. 2022. Done. Probably one of the best I've done out of the whole lot. I'm about to go to bed. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to everyone who came into the stream, took part, hung out in chat. Great time. To the Pyongyang, Trash Pandas, Stewie 3D, Dark Rider, Black Rain, Hinky the Obvious. I was there. It was like Tom Cruise. He was there. He wasn't. He's always there. He's everywhere. He's Tom Cruise. Annie. Pixel. My mum was there too. Oh, and if I've forgotten anyone, I am really sorry. But I'm really tired. At one point, I didn't think we were going to make it. I really didn't. The last hour was a hell of a slog. Or the last hour and a half was a hell of a slog. The dizzy spells, the not being able to concentrate, feeling quite unwell. You know, would help if you're going to do a 24 hours to actually have sleep beforehand. You know, that usually works. But no, it was all right. Once we got back into the groove, we managed to power through the last hour. But there was a time, a brief period where I thought, nah, man, this ain't gonna happen. So it's a double. Good energies. Yeah. That's that. Time to sleep. So, sleep. 5 hours. Even after a 24-hour live stream, I still only get about 5 hours. Brown bread. Had an alright day though. Just been hanging out with family. I'm actually about to go and watch a documentary with the wife. But again, recap and thanks are in order. Thank you, really, honestly, to everyone who came to view the live stream, to everyone that was in the chat. You know, folks I've mentioned, bless them. Some of them were there for like 7, 10, 12 hours of that stream, just chatting with me, keeping me company, you know. Made it a lot easier. So, revision, if I was going to do this again next year, I said a few days ago that I would want to potentially set up a streaming server. The plan for this year's live stream weren't that I did it. It was that we were supposed to do it. It was supposed to be me, Ram, and Zaber. And I wanted to have 3 machines and a stream server. And we were going to use something like NDI to run the stream. And that's video broadcast over network. And then you could set up individual feeds in our broadcast software, OBS, for each individual system. So my machine would push an NDI feed. Ram's machine would push an NDI feed. You know, Zaber's machine push an NDI feed. Squirt those to the server, and then, you know, if anyone needed to take a break, like I could then stream to my channel, Zaber could stream to his channel, Ram could stream to his channel, so there'd be 3 separate live streams and then 1 combined stream for the 24 hours. And if, you know, someone wanted to take a break, we could literally say, well, this person is going to be live now, and switch, like a camera feed, switch to that person and have their stream going. Or we could switch on the fly to who was doing the most interesting thing in whatever it was that we were doing. As I say, if someone needed to take a break, we could just go, button, now you're on Zaber's feed, now you're on Ram's feed, now you're on my feed, and that'd be that. But because things didn't go quite, couldn't set it up. I had originally tested NDI back in the for this kind of purpose, was back during the Rand Nerds 20 21 stream. And I was, that would have been, frankly, it would have been great if I could have had it. So it was a very, 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 very useful thing to have, to be able to push a video feed from one machine and do whatever it is you will from another machine. Latency's pretty solid on it, as long as you've got the network bandwidth. This is good. Look up NDI. It's pretty cool. But couldn't use it. And I thought, well, if we're all remote, because at the time we were all in the same country. Right now, me and Ram are in the UK and Zabe's in Denmark. If we were going to pull people from other countries, there has to be another way to do it easily, without me having to run people through setups and stuff. And Twitch have announced a guests feature where you can run like an app or applet from the browser or from your desktop and take a video feed and squirt that to someone else over the interwebs, and then they can get it on their machine to incorporate into their machine, into their stream as you're a guest, as a guest feed. I don't know how that works over distance. I think it might actually still be in beta, but that might be something to look into for next year, because you could use something like OBS as a virtual camera, where instead of broadcasting OBS out to the internet, you can actually have it set up as a virtual capture source and act like, say, a web camera or something would, like if you're in Zoom or Skype or whatever it is. People use Teams. So, instead of getting a web camera option, your entire desktop becomes the camera, like for programs that don't have camera sources, right? So, maybe use the OBS virtual camera, the Twitch guest feature, pull that feed into OBS, and then maybe do the same thing that I was planning to do with NDI, but through that. I'll look into that for the future. See what we can do. I would have liked one day to run a live stream channel all the time. Like, all the time. So that people could rotate, like old school TV. It's like, that'd be me, that'd be Ram, that'd be Zabe, that'd be someone else. We'd like maybe do 4-hour slots throughout the day. It's what people used to do with Shoutcast. They'd treat it like actual radio, and it would run throughout the day. And you'd have one DJ run a show slot for a couple of hours, then the next DJ had come on, and the next DJ had come on, and it would just run for however long. Certain days would have certain genres or whatever, and certain hosts, and people could tune in for what they wanted to from doing that. A very old school thing in a modern time where people just pick what they want, but I would have very much liked to have had a constantly running feed, and people could have gone to the individual hosts to their channel to follow them and all that kind of stuff. So if you only really wanted to check out the individual, you could, but yeah, something to look into for the future. But again, thankful it's done. It's been rad. Cool. Or some other bits, but I'm going to save all that for tomorrow. So, hope you're well, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. I hope that would have been something a bit more meaty, but given that I've been sat at a desk for the last 24 hours, not really a lot's going on. I've not actually filmed anything. Glad I finished Final Fantasy 7. Didn't mention that I was starting off with that and then finishing it for the 24 hours. So that's what I over with. Didn't use the Steam Deck much at all, like I thought I would. We did pretty much everything off my laptop, dual machine style, which is probably for the best, because goddamn, that encoder was intense.